Hey, what's going on, guys? Wanted to make a new video. Kind of just talk about a couple things that I've seen going on in the hobby, aside from the dumpster fire that it already is. I've noticed a lot of people like making more content, which I think is cool. Especially if you're still like a small content creator trying to break out, content is the best way to grow like your channel. Consistent uploads is another thing too. Like, it's not about like the number of views or likes, comments, this and this and this. It's about consistency. That's like the biggest thing that will help a channel succeed in the long run. Another thing too, like I've noticed, is people like using like this, like, recycling like the same sounds and stuff like that. Hey, check this out. And it's like the slow turn of the card being revealed. And while it's great for the algorithm, it will help you get more views if you reuse it that way. It's, again, recycling the same content. So like you'll see that content pop up over and over and over and over again, but you have to pump out just as many of those videos. Like, you have to have like, hey, check this out. Another card, hey, check this out. Whereas, it's not original. But it will make your channel grow faster, but it doesn't feel as authentic. At least, in my opinion. Somebody who just does like a pack-a-day opening with lo-fi Pokemon music and a pack of Pokemon cards. So, I can't like really like narc on it too much for being unoriginal. But, that's just my 2 cents, where I see things, at least, as far as like that kind of content. Like another thing too that I've noticed is the way people kind of shoot videos too. Like there's a lot of like super shaky like motions, or like it's not centered, or it's like way too close. So I guess I kind of just want to talk about like what to use for like making that kind of content. The best way to start, would be your phone. Just use your phone. You can use the video, like if you have an iPhone, like you can set it up to where it's got the grids on the screen. That way you can have everything like nice and centered. That just alone makes a huge difference, as far as like focus, like where you center like the pack and the cards. That way, like you get like just, I think, the best view for recording and watching back. Another thing too, like if you want to like step up like the production value, investing in some cameras and stuff like that. Now, like you can go like balls to the wall with the super 4K mirrorless camera, but there's like other like alternative options out there right now that I think would be a little bit more cost effective than just like spending like $1,000 on a camera and lens alone. One of the first ones that I will recommend is this is the DJI Action 5 Pro. These were actually on sale at Target, like 50% off like the market, or like their retail value. So it was a really good deal to pick up at least a couple of these. Like, if you bought 2, you get 1. It's basically 2 for 1. So really, really good to have for just, whether you like vlog or like you're like filming like other things too. It comes with like the little like magnetic attachment like right here, and it just mounts onto that, and you can like film. It's got really good stabilization too. Sounds like it's like a sponsored video, but it's not. I'm just a really big fan of these cameras. They're really, really fun to use too. Like if like you do other things than just like, you know, Pokemon or whatever, you know, going into the ocean or snowboarding or this or that, like these are great things to have. It also mounts vertically as well, so you can film vertical content and just hold it like that, or you know, you have it mounted like that. This little thing did not come with it. I actually just, you know, again, got it at Target too. But it's like a little tripod slash like handheld thing, so you can just hold it, film your content. I don't know why it's like a little crooked, but you know, for less than $200, you've upgraded your, you know, filming content. Now, instead of just like using your phone, you know, you can have a face cam and something else to record with. And, you know, you're not just like a faceless channel. I guess like another really big important thing too, like if you're like wanting to step up like the quality of like content, sound. This is the DJI Mic Mini. I got it on sale last year when it was like $80. I think even now it's like cheaper because they came out with like the new one, like the DJI Mic 3 or Mini 2 or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like basically like the newer version of this. It's a bit wider. It's got a better receiver, and like it comes with the 2 transmitters. It does have the, what is it? The 32 gigs of like onboard recording, whereas this doesn't offer any. So like if the sound cuts out and while in the middle of recording for whatever reason, it's gone. You'd have to like re-record the video, re-record the sound, dub over, you know, all that shit. Whereas like on the newer one, it saves the audio to the receiver. That way you can just, you know, plug it in, download the audio, and then like if you like sync it to the video, then you're good to go. Lighting was another really good thing too. This was a ring light that I bought when I first started recording, and it worked really, really well because like you could just like mount your phone in right here and like just record right here. The downside, especially for like these kinds of lights, is that there is a bit of a shadow, like that kind of overhangs. Like if you look at some of my earlier like shorts videos or like some of my earlier live streams, like I would have my phone mounted right here, and it would be just kind of like a little bit of a shadow. It kind of like, you know, like bothered me as far as like, you know, the quality of the content that I was like making. But I mean, if it doesn't bother you, then this kind of setup works just great. And it's like relatively cheap. I think it was like $20 on Amazon or something like that. I got it a long time ago. This right here is what I upgraded to. So it's 2 things. The newer like little like arm, whatever, like it's like $10 on Amazon. And then this MagSafe like mount, it just like screws in right there. And then you just have it like mounted onto the table. And then you just slap your phone onto the back of that right there, and you can just record. That's how I do my new video, like my new shorts now. And it's great because like that way, like you can position the light where it doesn't have like that shadow that overhangs. So that for me like was something I was much happier with like the shorts that I was making. I mean, those are just like some small suggestions that I would give to anyone that's like new, or, you know, just like starting to film like pack openings and stuff like that. There's other really cool gear, like POV gear. The Meta glasses, those are really cool for filming like and uploading directly to. I think there's like a way you can just like immediately upload to like Instagram or like even live stream through them. The for the longest time, like I was like just using my iPad to kind of like run everything. So I would use like the iPad. I had a camera that I would like have mounted to the table for like my face cam that would plug into like a, what do you call it? Like a, not a fob, but like a USB-C dongle. There we go. That's the word, dongle. And would plug into that with a capture card, and then wirelessly connect my phone to an app called Camo Studio or Camo Camera, and it would like sync to wirelessly connect the camera, and that way you could have a face cam and, you know, one for your hands and pulling packs or whatever. And for a while, like it worked. There was like a lot of bugs. Sometimes like the camera would like desync from like the phone and it would like cut out, or like the connection wasn't stable and it would just cut out. I wish they made like a better like like an actual like OBS software for that. But since I haven't like live streamed in a long time, I haven't really looked into it. And I've also like experimented with like other things too to make it better. I think one of the cool things that I saw was the Rode Streamer X was like a little like thing. It's got video in, video out. You could connect it via USB-C to like the iPad directly, and then that way you have two things of like either like you're recording like from like another camera into the USB-C connection to the Rode Streamer X, and then that goes to like your iPad, and then like you can plug in like a camera via like HDMI, and it connects into that, so that way you can actually have two like sources of like camera like externally into one iPad. And for a while like it was working, but when you have kids, it's kind of hard to like make content at night. Right now, like they're at camp, so it's like, hooray, I've got some time to make stuff. But like, you know, at night when I was originally like doing stuff, you know, they would wake up in the middle of the night. I'd have to like stop what I'm doing and then just, you know, get them back down, and it wasn't really consistent. So I did want to make more content too. There was a lot of other extenuating circumstances, but it just, you know, life gets in the way. But I feel like this year, going forward, you know, the rest of this year and 2027, I'll be able to be a little bit more consistent with like the content that I make, and just come up with like some other like things that I want to do too. Maybe start like a podcast or something. I've got a buddy of mine that like I talk to about like this stuff, and maybe we were like kind of like talking about putting together a podcast or just something and see where that goes. Another thing too is just seeing people getting lost in the sauce when it comes to like opening and buying and hoarding. And like, don't get me wrong, like I, you know, buy and like hold on to stuff too, but like I'll like eventually go through it. Like I'll open packs, and you know, like I think someone once asked me like how do I keep getting packs to like open, you know, every single day? It's like, you know, I have a bunch, but like I open one pack a day, you know, or I'll make it last. Or like I have stuff that I think I want to like open for like my birthday, that I want to like do like a big pack opening thing. But yeah, you know, just remember to take it easy. I think that was where my tangent was going. Just, you know, slow down, take it easy, don't FOMO. You know, like yesterday was, as the time of this recording, was the Focus Fighters drop. And like, I just got done dropping my kids off at like camp or whatever. And I like saw the line at Sam's Club, and I was like, whatever, like I'll pull up, see what happens. And, you know, I'm at the very end of the line, but like you know, just from like listening to the people like talking, And, you know, the guys that were at the very front of the line had like camped out since like 7 p.m. from the night before at Sam's Club. Like, that is insane. And, you know, like, I think for me, like, I didn't really have like any expectation of like getting anything. I didn't, but I was, you know, talking to people and just like kind of like listening to their stories and, you know, how it's been for them in this hobby. You know, I met this mom that was trying to like, you know, get some stuff for her kids because, you know, they weren't able to go because they're at camp, and, you know, she had some free time before she needed to get some stuff done or whatever. And, you know, that's, you know, super nice of her to like help her kids, like, you know, enjoy the hobby, but, you know, not break the bank at the same time either, because the secondary market is just insane. Oh man, I feel like this is like the first time I've actually been able to like just sit down and talk for a long time, so it's pretty cool. I'm very proud of myself. I'll pat myself on the back for that later. But I guess, like, you know, be nice to each other, be kind, pay it forward, and thanks for listening to my little ramble. And hopefully the next video I make will not take forever in between. We'll see. New video whenever. That should be my motto. Anyways, take care.